Alright, here we are with week number 7, the final week of the IPA for the regular season. We're going up against the Ascended A-Palms. They've got a team of Jirachi, Togekiss, Bisharp, Araquanid, Palossand, Wartortle, Mega Venusaur, Kommo-o, Darmanitan, Jolteon, and Vanillux. So that's their team. Pretty good, pretty good. Basically, enough games have happened in week 7 to the point where we can kind of see that if I win, I make playoffs, and if I lose, I obviously don't. There's no way a 2-5 team makes playoffs. But if we go 3-4, then we will actually make playoffs. So because our differential is so good, so we're like 2-4 with a +1 differential, which is pretty cray cray. But yeah, this team is pretty good. And he's also, my opponent is 4-2, so he was 4-1, but then he lost to the only undefeated team in the league last week, and he was bringing heat that week. Like, he brought like a banded focus punch Togekiss, and I think a few other things that were pretty heat. So I don't know. He might bring heat this week. In fact, he probably will because he's already in playoffs, and he probably doesn't care who he plays in playoffs. He just, as long as you're in playoffs, you're good. So I could definitely see him running a lot of heat for this week, but I'm just going to prep how I usually prep, just for a team that I'm expecting, and if he brings heat, then whatever. There's really nothing. I can't prep for everything, right? If you could prepare a team that can stop every single thing on the opponent's team, then you'll win. So unless you get hacked out. So anyway, I guess we'll just look at my team that I'm packing. We're going to start with Mira here, my Alolan, rocking the Thick Club, Rockhead, Flare Blitz, Poltergeist, Shadowbone, Substitute. I didn't really think Lightning Rod was nice. I mean, I do think Jolteon comes in this matchup, but I think he can just Shadow Ball me, so I don't really think having the Electric immunity is going to be that big a deal here. So yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, it's just very easy. Fire Ghost Stab does all I needed to. I don't really need anything else. I think there is a good chance he brings no item Palossand or no item Araquanid, either of those two, physically defensive, just so that they don't die to Poltergeist. That's why I have Shadowbone, and I should outspeed both of them. That's why I have a little bit of speed, so that if Araquanid tries to speed creep me, it won't be able to. It's gonna put a good amount of speed in to be able to outspeed me. So that's good. And yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, this thing's great for Venusaur. We do have to keep in mind it can knock off, which is just gonna eliminate any chance of Marowak doing anything. If it knocks off my Thick Club, not only is it gonna do a lot of damage, but yeah, gotta worry about that. Yeah, I just think if it gets in, it is pretty much a nuke to a lot of different things. I don't think Jirachi wants to stay in and risk dying. So that I can get a sub up and kind of work with that. So yeah. Next up we have Tyson, my Landorus Therian. We are running the Double Dance set with the Power Herb. His team is pretty weak to Landorus, I noticed. I think the Double Dance set is decent. It's hard to set up on him, but I also think it's much better than a Choice Scarf set. I can really break Venusaur with this. Hopefully we can get that Power Herb fly off on the Venusaur, and hopefully he doesn't scout for that. But after the Power Herb goes off, it's going to be easy for him to play around the fly because it's a 2-turn thing. So like if he has Araquanid in or Kommo-o in, and I go for fly, he could easily switch into Bisharp or Jirachi and then take the hit and hit me back with something, which could be annoying. But yeah, that's why we have the Power Herb, just so that either against Araquanid, Kommo-o, or Mega Venusaur, we can get the fly off in the first turn. And hopefully he's not predicting that. So yeah, it's basically all that needs to be said about this. I mean, I think I'm going to go for Rock Polish first, as he switches into, I don't know, like I'm seeing maybe and against maybe Darmanitan kills some, I go into Landorus, and I Rock Polish as he brings in Venusaur, and then I can Swords Dance. Or if he brings in Togekiss expecting the Earthquake, I can Rock Polish, and then Swords Dance the next turn. But yeah, that's basically the plan with this mon. I can also set up on Como. I've said that mon's name like 15 different times already. It can set up on the dragon fighting type. Next up we have Fizz Top Finny. Now, this mon's great for Como. I really need it for that mon. Sounds like a plane's coming by. Uh-oh. That's gonna be interesting. Um, I originally had max HP, max speed, uh, just so I could actually outspeed Como, because I don't think he's gonna just run max speed. That doesn't really make much sense. Um, but then I'm just like, okay, but he's just gonna switch. He knows, so he'll probably know if I'm max speed or whatever. So, or no, he won't know, but he'll know that I can take multiple poison jabs. So he's not gonna stay in. So I'd just rather have the Fizz Def. It's also much better for like Jirachi and Darmanitan and Bisharp and even Araquanid. So I'm hoping to lead with this thing. If he brings Araquanid, I can just lead with it and taunt so that he can't get Sticky Webs up, because Sticky Webs is going to be a bitch if I let it get up. That's not going to be fun. I also do have Defog, so that's nice, but I'd just rather not have to Defog. I'd just rather keep the Sticky Web off the field. And he could have Poison Jab. He could burn my Kevia, but I think damage on Araquanid is going to be really important. I think he definitely brings Araquanid here. Possibly with no item, like I said, for Marowak, but because with Water Bubble he can resist Flare Blitz, so yeah, that's about it. I'm bringing Dazzling Gleam over Moonblast because Moonblast Como is immune to Moonblast if he brings Bulletproof, which he probably will. So yeah, that's basically the gist. Here to switch into Como and threaten it out, get a Nature's Madness off, kind of chip things down. His only Wish Setter, I'm pretty sure, is Jirachi, unless Togekiss gets it. Oh, Jolteon does too. So he's got like 3 Wish Setters, I think. But it'll probably be Jirachi. But yeah, if I can get Chip on everything, that would be great. Next up is Darth Star, our Greninja. Now, originally I had like Extra Sensory, Dark Pulse, Surf, and Water Shuriken. But I changed it a little bit after talking to someone, a few people actually. I can go Modest here because his speed tiers are a little bit lacking. Like there's nothing in between 100 and 130, so I can just tell this thing to outspeed the Jirachi, and then I deal with that. I'm running Surf over Extra Sensory because, well, really Ice Beam over Extra Sensory because I don't really force. I think Mega Venusaur is gonna run Fizz Def for Mega Beedrill. So Dark Pulse after 1 layer of spikes could 2 KO him anyway. So I don't really need Extra Sensory, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, it was hard because I really did want Water Shuriken on this mon too, because I know Jolteon probably comes in Scarfed Darmanitan. Water Shuriken would be great. Scarfed really anything. He could run Scarf Rachi, Scarf Togekiss, even Scarf Vanillux. I think Water Shuriken would be great, but alas, we cannot run that here. And yeah, that's what that is. The only reason Surf has to be on the set is because if Bisharp switches into a Defog on Finny, that's a big problem. So we're gonna have to be able to Surf it. And if I had Extra Sensory, I'd have nothing to hit Bisharp. So I really definitely needed the Surf on there. I can take a +2 Adamant Life Orb Sucker Punch. It does like 85% max, so as long as I'm like really healthy with this mon, I can deal with that. Hopefully even force a switch. So yeah, and then Spikes is great because every single mon on his team except for Togekiss is grounded. So I mean, I know the Togekiss can get Defog and Wartortle can spin. I have a feeling he's gonna bring Wartortle, but I'm not gonna prep for it really. Wartortle can spin, so we gotta worry about that. But other than that, I mean, if he doesn't bring Defog Togekiss, if he just brings Boots on it, or just Scarf, I don't know, then Spikes does a lot for me. So yeah, that's good to note. No U-turn though. Again, just 4 move slot syndrome. Didn't have anything that I wanted to get rid of here. And Ice Beam's great for the Togekiss. So then we got Miltank. Miltank is Spit F here for the Jolteon and the Togekiss, and the Vanillux. Really just trying to take any hit. Now this should actually not be thick fat. I want to make this Sap Sipper. I might run some more calcs to see if I can take a 2 Blizzards from Vanillux. If not, then I might have to run Thick Fat, but I really like Sap Sipper here for Mega Venusaur. I think that would be huge. If I can switch into a Leech Seed, then he can't substitute. Remember last week he brought like a substitute Leech Seed Protect set, something like that. He could bring Toxic on Mega Venusaur, but I'm just willing to take that risk. I think a Thunder Wave is just great on so many mons here. I think it's great for basically Jirachi, Togekiss, Bisharp, Darmanitan, Como-O, Mega Venusaur. All those, and even Vanillux. All those mons really do not like getting paralyzed, so especially for my Marowak. If my Marowak can start outspeeding those mons, it's going to be great. His only heal beller is the Togekiss, I think. So, yeah, that's good. I just want to try to get as many paralyzes off as I can. And hopefully I get a Rocks. So, yeah. Last but not least, we have Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill's here to just try to clean up at the end. Hopefully he's not Scarfed Arm. I can outspeed any Jolteon as long as it's not Scarfed. And once I get an SD up, I'm kind of good to go. Knockoff is really important if it brings Polysand, which I think is possible. Again, no item Polysand for Marowak could happen. Poison Jab just hits everything. I don't really need Bug Stab. Poison Jab, Knockoff, Drill Run hits everything I need to. So yeah, I debated running U-Turn instead of Swords Dance, but or U-Turn instead of either Knockoff or Drill Run, but I didn't do that. So we're just gonna try to sweep with this thing late game. If Tyson doesn't work, I think Landorus should be my go-to in this matchup, but if that doesn't work, I gotta try with the B. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Again, if we win, we make playoffs. We have to win, and if we don't, then the season's over for us. So yeah, wish me luck, and I'll cut to the battle right here, and yeah, see you there. Alright, here we are with the battle. We were going up against Fatty Jones and the what is their name? The Ascended Apoms. There it is. So as you can see, he brought the Vanillux, Palossand, Como-O, Togekiss, Jirachi, and Darmanitan. Now, immediately I see no Venusaur, which is pretty crazy. Luckily my Miltank is actually Thick Fat, and it was supposed to be Sap Sipper, but I guess I changed it and forgot to change it back to Sap Sipper, which is actually good here because of the no Venusaur. I really expected that thing to show up, but it didn't, alas. So here we are. And I didn't know my Miltank was Thick Fat until like halfway through the game. So, but yeah, a couple things. Like I was gonna lead Marowak at first and just try to get a lot of damage off, but then I'm like, well, if he leads, Darmanitan and goes for a knockoff, that could be really bad. I was gonna lead Finny, but he doesn't have a Araquanid here either, which is a big surprise. So no webs, which is great. So his only hazard remover is going to be that Togekiss. So you're getting up spikes with Ninja could be great. Stealth Rocks with Miltank is looking really good here, even though he might just run boots on everything. So yeah. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay, let's just get this started. I'm gonna lead with Miltank, and he's going to lead with Palossand. That's right. So kind of wishing I led with a Lolowak there, but I just get up Rocks. I was expecting him to go for Rocks here too, but he actually just goes for the Scorching Sands. Does not get a burn, which is good because I don't even have Heal Bell on that mon. I go into Finny, and he goes for Scorching Sands. Can't burn me because I got the Mystic Terrain up. So I'm just going to Nature's Madness. I was expecting him to maybe switch into something here, but he just stays in and goes for Giga Drain, so that's a little bit annoying. I don't have Water Stab on that mon, so I just got to switch here. This was really risky. If he predicted this and went for Earth Power, that would be really bad for me, but luckily I get a safe switch into this mon. I go for Shadow Bone. As long as he didn't have Cassie Berry, it was going to die, so yeah, we do take it out there. Now he goes into Togekiss. He is not boosted, so it takes a little bit of damage. Does not get the flinch with Air Slash. We kill with Flare Blitz, which is huge. That was a massive kill right there. I'm pretty sure Air Slash flinch is only 20%, which would have just made it 40%. But the same, if it's 30%, then yeah, that should have flinched. But yeah, anyway, he goes into Como-O, tries to sub up on me. I'm just going to click Shadow Bone. I'm not going to risk Poltergeist missing. Then he goes into Vanillux to get the hail up, but he does not survive that Shadow Bone. So Marowak with 3 kills now, which is pretty crazy. In comes Darmanitan, also without boots. So this thing could be scarfed. So I just let Mira drop here. I didn't really need it to do anything else there. And this is, I think around there was where I realized that I had thick fat Miltank, so I could just bring this mon in. There's not really anything. I wanted Finny to stay healthy enough for Como to take a poison jab. So I knew I could just bring in this mon. Just go for that T-wave. And here he's actually going to outspeed me, which is pretty crazy, even with being paralyzed. So that tells me he's definitely scarfed. So I'm going to get a milk drink off. And I'm pretty sure here I just bring in Finny, hoping that he dies to... actually, I'm not going to outspeed him with Finny either, so I was actually hoping he would get paralyzed, which he does. So, and then the hail is gone. So, I don't know what that... Maybe Vanillix was scarfed, but yeah. It didn't have, like, anything to increase hail, which I guess it wouldn't. I don't know why it would. But, yeah. I get the Dazzling Gleam off. He gets a little bit of damage off with Flare Blitz. So now I'm just going to let Finny go down to this Jirachi. He goes for Iron Head and does not get the flinch. There's a 60% chance to flinch. Does not happen. Leads me to believe maybe he's scarfed, so I don't want to really bring in Greninja. I mean, if he is scarfed into Iron Head, he probably doesn't kill. He probably doesn't flinch me out, but just in case, I'm going to go into Landorus here and get up a Rock Polish. Hope that he doesn't flinch me. He actually goes for Healing Wish, which is crazy. So Como comes in. I'm really scared this thing has Ice Punch, but I'm just going to go for Fly. Power Fly will knock him out. I was thinking if he's defensive, I could Swords Dance there and then Fly. Because the thing is, if I don't kill there, if I do like less than 75%, he can actually sub as I go for Fly. But I have Earthquake there. This is obviously going to break his sub. So, yeah, that's the game. We win 4-0, so that's going to be... we finished like 3 and 4 with a +5 differential, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we're actually going to make playoffs with this. We face either this team or the team we fought way back in week 1, which was the Kansas City Chikorritas. And there's one battle that's going to determine it. Determine if we play either one. I'd actually rather face the team I faced in week 1 just because Fatty was actually going to bring Heat, but I think he like forgot to change some sets up or whatever. I really don't want to face this team again. I mean, I know this went really well. I didn't even use Beedrill or Greninja, but I think he's going to care a little bit more, and I think it's going to definitely seeing the sets that I brought, because I didn't risk, hiding some things that are good against him, like Double Dance Lando. I didn't risk that because I just needed to get a win, because at least now I'm in playoffs, and hopefully I don't face him. That would kind of be a little bit unfortunate. I definitely don't want to face this one again. I'd rather face the other team, just because I don't know. Just matchup wise, I think I feel more safe not risking getting flinched to death. That would kind of be really bad. So yeah, playoffs next week. Hopefully we can pull through. So it's gonna be quarterfinals and then semifinals and then finals. So hopefully we can make it far. And yeah, Crown Tundra should be here pretty soon now. So well, at the time of recording this, it might actually be out by the time I upload this. But yeah, so we're gonna be in a few different leagues once that gets done. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.